Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S, and we're here with another episode of What's the Word Wednesday, Season 2, Episode 6. So as we are getting in, y'all, I'm going to post up the topics for today, as well as just quickly, we'll pop on the picture, and then we're going to keep it going for today. Hope all is well with everyone that is here right now. Coming, we'll watch later here on Instagram or YouTube. But peace and one love. And wondering, what's the word today? What's the word, y'all? So let's see. Yeah. So I'll put it up real quick. And there we go. Alright, gonna get some time, people come in. We got some things to talk about. So let's handle it. On the screen as I look through it, it's like, yo, shooting me, man. Come on.
In a matter of the presence and present impersonating people is not my preference. I keep it authentic with my lines. This is what I said coming out of my mind. It laid on tracks, use vocal cords to show you how I'm intact. Using all of my corpus mental to get back. When I used to receive knowledge from the top, not from the below the earth, you see, even though I go from under the earth.
But for today, we're gonna be getting into the topics concerning current events, insecurities, and then lastly, we're gonna talk about how to improve your mindset and your thinking, basically. We're gonna give it a little bit more time, do the show song, and we're gonna get this thing going. And let me know if it sounds good. I want to make sure that the volume again is fine. Working with some other equipment just to get it sounding a bit better. But we will see y'all. But what's ill? Is it being shocked by the feel? Nah.
It's just the way that I just let it flow out. Presently and now.
This is just the sound. Maybe not profound, but I'm just doing it now.
In the future, not the present.
But the present is now. Renowned and moving seas, resound, rolling like seas.
To get inside, now I proceed to give you what you need.
And there's music right here, so listen and enjoy. All right, let's get it, y'all. And once you get the hang of it, you can go ahead and sing along too. But this is the show song for What's the Word Wednesdays. And it goes like this. What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What you heard? We gotta know, yeah, what's the word? Once again, y'all, it's your brother A.D.V.I.S, and we are here with episode 6 of What's the Word Wednesdays on season 2. And as more people are coming in, appreciate y'all, love y'all. We are going to be jumping in to 3 topics today, which we got current events, as we usually do. Got to keep up on what's currently happening in the news and around us. And we're going to talk about insecurities, whether that be anything that have to do with the body, your actions, any of those different things. And lastly, to round everything up, we're going to talk about how to improve your mindset. But with that, let's get into current events. So, and I'll be looking this way. I have my stuff, my setup is here. We changed the camera angle for a lot of these things right now. But today, mostly what I've been hearing a lot about, especially a lot of things going on with weather and how that's looking. Peace and love, Sue. What's up? What's the word? Good to see you in here, fam. So, right now in the world, when it comes to all this weather and stuff going on, we are experiencing some very harsh ice storms, very much in like Midwest and other different areas. It's ridiculous. I know right now in Texas, sending out, much needed energy and stuff out to Texas during this time. What's up, brother? MC0 in the building. Because right now they are dealing with a very harsh ice storm that has, right now, the update is that about nearly 300 homes and businesses in Texas remain without power. And it's been about 3 or 4 days already now. And a lot of the temperatures are getting super freezy, to the point that it's very hard for anything to end up happening and working. So right now, Texas ain't got no electricity, or at least about 3 million folks do not have electricity out in Texas. And there's still roughly more that still need to end up working on some things and stuff to get stuff going. I'm only just briefly looking through a lot of this in here, but there's also a few other places. It says that the National Weather Service reports that there are more than 100 million Americans that are being affected by the extreme winter that is going on. Hopefully that's not any of y'all that's in here. If so, sending out my energy and good vibes to make it through. But right now, there are different places within, it says South Central U.S. as well as the East Coast. So anybody that's over there in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia, sending out all of that to you. Because I don't know what's going on with this weather, but it's definitely very, very harsh right now on a lot of us right now. But that's the first thing, that's been blown up in the news. It's just a lot of that going on. What's up, brother? Andreas in the building, my G. What's good? What's the word? Y'all let me know what's the word. As well as if y'all have any things that you know that's been going on in the news or around you, please throw them in the comments. So, those ice storms going on, specifically Texas and a lot of other places I just stated. That's what I've seen in the news. The other thing that I've seen in the news, once again, is concerning the whole situation with the pandemic and a lot of the U.S. and people asking the question, when is this whole thing going to continue to come back to a norm? When is this going to be a thing? So, I have a video here. I'm going to play it. We're going to listen to it. And this is Biden's response to when will things go back to normal. But before I do that, let's see. Yes, it's been really weird weather in Georgia. The last 2 weeks is damn 71 day and snowed a little 2 days later. Yeah, I don't know. We done did something to Mother Nature to the point where she is like, yo, get it together. Yes. Yes. Bro, only the new normal coming. I feel that. Right, so I'm gonna play this clip. I'm not going to show the video of it, but it's on, I have this on MSN, but it's on CNN, and this is Biden's response to those, wondering when is this going to go back to normal. So, y'all listen with me.
Pandemic is, when do you think this pandemic is, when is it going to be done? When are we going to get back to normal?
Well, all the experts, all the committee that I put together,
this is his reasoning.
Researchers in the world, in the United States, are on this committee of mine, headed by Dr. Fauci and others. They tell me, be careful not to predict things that you don't know for certain what's going to happen, because then you'll be held accountable. I get that. But let me tell you what I think based on all that I've learned and all that I've studied and all that I think that I know.
Think that he knows. Think that he knows.
It's a high probability that the vaccinations that are available today and the new one, Johnson & Johnson, God willing, will prove to be useful, that with those vaccinations,
can y'all hear it? Let me know.
The ability to continue to spread the disease is going to diminish considerably because of what they call herd immunity. And now they're saying somewhere around 70% of the people have to constitute. Some people said 50, 60, but a significant number have to be in a position where they have been vaccinated and or they've been through it and
have antibodies.
And so if that works that way, as my mother would say, with the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors, that by next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today. I think a year from now, when it's 22 below zero here, a year from now, I think that there'll be significantly fewer people having to be socially distanced, have to wear masks, etc. But we don't know. So I don't want to overpromise anything here. I told you when I ran and when I got elected, I will always level with you. Use Franklin Roosevelt's example. I'll shoot you, give it straight from the shoulder. Straight from the shoulder what I know and what I don't know. We don't know for certain, but it is highly unlikely that by the beginning of next year's traditional school year in September, we are not significantly better off than we are today. But it matters. It matters whether you continue to wear that mask. It matters whether you continue to socially distance. It matters whether you wash your hands with hot water. Those things matter. They matter. And that can save a lot of lives while we're getting to this point where we get to herd immunity.
Yo. So you heard it from Biden. Yeah, I mean, those who came in late, we just listened to a video basically of Biden answering the question of when will things return to normal. I see you up in here, brother, said, I heard that Australia's been back to normal because they've been able to quell what they got going on. Got water cycle acting up, I guess. And yeah, bro, there's a lot that's going on, especially with the weather. But few points from that I got out of there was it's still uncertain. It's still uncertain. There's a higher probability that things won't be as worse as it is now come near Christmas, as well as if you continue to do all of those practices to keep yourself healthy and to fend off the whole situation, that will end up helping with it more. They were speaking on a bit of herd immunity. If y'all don't know, herd immunity is basically, it is when at least a few of the people who have either gotten the shot or if not even more, and I could be butchering it too, but basically what ends up happening is after a while you start putting that in conjunction with people who do have it, and then the people who have the antibodies would sooner or later be able to be influenced and help all those there. So they're looking at trying to get about 70% of people to be given the shots, and from there to build up that herd immunity. So we will see, y'all. But that is the piece of when we're quote unquote looking to return to normal. Let's see. On top of that, I wanted to also add that literally Biden said somewhere around Christmas, but your boy Dr. Fauci, he's saying that he wants to put an end to it way before Christmas, and effectively doing that. And they're talking about, once again, they talked about the shots. I'm not going to say specifically the name of that for a number of reasons, but getting the shots, they got another one from Johnson & Johnson that they're looking at. We have what? We have Pfizer, we have Moderna, we have AstraZeneca, and then we have the one now that's from, be looking forward to in Johnson & Johnson, while Moderna and the other ones are also working on, if not a booster shot or an updated one to help with the other strands. I know we spoke on this before, but I'm just bringing it up. This is going to be a topic that's going to continue to be going on because we're still in the midst of it. But there's still a lot to be drawn and said about it. But they're looking at, which honestly towards the end of this year going into 2022. What are y'all thoughts? I'm personally is like, I'll wait till I see it. Of course, I'm gonna continue to do my part, and I've already known my decision, what I'm going to do and how it's going to be done. So we'll see how this plays out. But let's see. Let's get in these comments real quick. I read that big NBA stars don't want to promote and being pressured too. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what the media, and that's what propaganda. That's the propaganda behind the media, is they get these people to come out and tell y'all to go do these things. And since we have this big culture and this idolization of these stars and famous people, that we take their recommendation without thinking at times, without putting everything in together and knowing like, okay, what is the pros and cons? What if I do this? What's my plan? What if I do that? This is my plan. Versus, oh yeah, man, nah, that's my favorite basketball player. Oh, that's my favorite, artist. Like they're getting it. They're set to go. All right, I'm going to. So be careful, be aware, and do your research. And keep yourselves healthy. Practicing, breathing, drinking water, making sure you get quality sleep, exercise, a number of other things to help with the whole quelling of this. A lot of these things too is, at least with a lot of different diseases, are preventable through us improving our own health. Not only mentally, physically, all of that together. And what you eat. So all of your senses. Improve on bringing healthy portions and parts for all of your senses. But yeah, let me throw back on some music real quick.
Awaken to the night in question, gathering all protection, protesting.
I'm gonna get better at transitioning back and forth, but we're good. Next thing when it comes to some news, I appreciate the ones being thrown in the comments to y'all. Thank y'all. If y'all have more, please keep them coming. So that was the whole situation there. So we've already talking about all those different storms and what's going on with Texas and various different places around the U.S. The whole update of when do you think, or asking Biden when things are going to go back to normal. We get this. The only other thing that popped out to me, and this is for us, once again, all of those students who have went to school, invested their money and time to getting their education, they still, within the Senate and the government and all of that, they are still in conversations and talks to draft up a bill to cancel student loans. We already know there's different loan forgiveness programs, but within this deal, they're trying to add on top of the fact of eliminating from between $10,000 and they're starting to try to push to $50,000 in student loans. But they're making different restrictions and rules and stipulations to who and what would qualify. But there's a back and forth like usually everything is. So right now nothing's been drafted and put into plan just yet. It's just the idea out there. But for those people, student loans and everything, the main reason they're looking even to doing this in the first place is this is another move they want to make to help improve the economy. So we will see once again how this is going. So we'll end up seeing. All right, let's see. Sue, what you say? If they would have done a full shutdown and let only health care percentage, police, and firefighters go out to work, we wouldn't even still be dealing with this. There's definitely some other behind. Oh, 1,000%. All I will have to say, Sue, there's a higher game being played that not all of us are able to catch on. The whole saying that is this they're playing chess not checkers. It's literally what's going on with this. The shutdown, very helpful to a certain extent due to how a lot of people are very restless, so going against that. And like I said, there's so many number of things we can't get into it, but yes, there's a lot more behind this whole situation, but we will just keep it there. But I agree with you. All right, so with that, and I know there's a lot more other stuff going on around the world. There's still the whole thing with Myanmar still being shut out, and the protest of the overthrow of the coup, that's still going on. Your boy Rubber Ducky Russ in the building, y'all. But other than that, that's all I got for news. There's nothing else. If y'all got some, once again, throw them in the comments. But we are going to move to the next topic that maybe some of y'all came to hear or not. It's all good, but we gonna get into it. So the next thing I want to speak on is the topic of insecurities and what insecurities are. What do they do in terms of our health and our self-image, as well as what are ways we can face and combat these insecurities on a daily, weekly, strength, monthly, however basis to keep improving. So, if y'all have anything to with it, speaking on insecurities, if you want to drop something here, please do. At the same time, when you think and you hear the word, insecurity, or I just say insecure, what are things that come to mind? Drop them in the comment section. But as you're doing that, I'm gonna read just off a definition, and then I'll give you when I first think of insecure or insecurities, this is what I think of. So coming from the free dictionary, insecurity, they put it down to insecure. It's an adjective. They say not sure or certain, doubtful, inadequately guarded or protected, unsafe, lacking stability, troubled, lacking self-confidence, and plagued by anxiety. A few other synonyms that they have is anxiety, fear, worry, uncertainty, unsureness, vulnerability, risk, danger, weakness, hazard, peril, defenselessness, and I'll put weakness. So there's only a few. There's a lot more on there, but that's what they have from the free dictionary. But let's see what we got up in here. We got not secure with self. I agree on that. What's up, KZ in the building, brother? What's the word? What's the word? So when I think of insecurity or think of being insecure, yes, I see it where it has is that lacking that self-confidence and being anxious about certain things in your body that you want to fix, and as that comes out, you begin to feel troubled, you feel worried, you feel fearful of the fact that other people are going to see these things. So for me, it has to do a lot with the self-confidence, the anxiety, and the worry and fear of the self-concept from other people and your own self-image. So we talk about what are insecurities. Some examples of some insecurities, y'all drop them down in the comments. I know a lot of main ones having to do with image, so that can be I feel a lot overweight, or my eyes are too big, or my nose is too big, or my ears, I have nappy hair, or whatever it may end up being in case. I see that in a sense of the physical. Now let's see. I was insecure about my weight and no good remix shoot video. Appreciate you for sharing that, my brother. And man, I feel you, bro. I've been looking at some videos and pictures myself, G, and I'm like, yo, I gotta work on this myself. So I mean, bro, just gotta keep working. It's not gonna go away unless we put in that work to do so. But I appreciate you sharing that. My dreaded mom belly. See, we with you, Sue. We with you. We with you. That's the same area. That area is so hard when it on the body. But once you get that right and that feeling, when I'm talking about you get that confidence boost, you start really feeling it and feeling yourself because you are putting in that time and that effort to improve yourself. And it's gonna be hard because everything in life that is inherently hard is not always going to be like, yo, I'm gonna give it to you so easily. No, you gotta work for it, because then literally at the end of the day you feel accomplished that you've been able to do that. So I feel you on that. Some other examples of some insecurities could be literally the way that you eat food, the way that you actually, write. You don't like your handwriting, you feel insecure about that. Or you have a certain accent that you want to get rid of because you're insecure that people are going to make fun of that, or that's happened to you in the past, and you continue to find ways to hide that and not wanting to embrace it because that's what it is. Let's see. It's all about being happy at what you do and not caring of what others think. I feel you, brother. Exactly. And that's really where we're getting to that point. But that in the sense of what you said too, then you'll have, I'll play devil's advocate. Then some people will be like, well, not everybody has a strong resolve like that to do that. Not everybody can just be like, you know what? I don't care what you think. I'm just going to just do what I do and I'm gonna feel happy about it. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody is strong. And to combat that, that's where you would have to end up telling that person or letting that person know that, yes, you have to be real with them. Like, yes, it's not an overnight process. It's going to be multiple nights. It's going to be multiple days. It might even take years for you to overcome and to face a lot of these insecurities. And a lot of folks find different ways and methods of getting rid of those insecurities. Some of it is valid, while others are also, to me, are seen as just being putting a band-aid on an issue without addressing the mental strain it has put on you when it comes to a lot of those insecurities. So let me see. You got Sue said, I have a lot of skin, I have C-section, so I need repairing. I consulted with the doctor and said the only thing that 100%. I wanted to do it for me, no one else. Exactly. And that's the thing. When the thing is, a part of also with these insecurities, and I'm glad y'all been sharing it, I appreciate y'all, is you want to be aware of what it is. You wouldn't be able to address it if you don't know what it is. So if somebody points it out to you and be like, yo, I like what that thing is that you're saying that you don't like, but you might want to end up checking on that. But they do it in a respectful and a loving way, so it makes you really think like, yo, okay, maybe that might be something that I am secure about, that I'm not confident about and not ready necessarily to address and see it. But now that I know it, what can I do? What little steps can I make my way to get there? But the thing is, a lot of people think with their emotions and don't use that energy that they get from their emotions, which is energy and motion. I love saying it. Your emotions are energy in motion. So instead of just reacting initially to what people are saying and be like, yo, I don't want to end up doing that, so why even got to talk about my insecurities? Versus being like, you know what, responding and saying, yeah, you know what, yeah, that's something I am going to work on. I've been, thinking about it, and I want to take some steps to do it, but I'm still unsure on where to start. that in itself, of just fixing that in your mind, you start to put together a plan of how you're going to go about facing these insecurities. And the best way to overcome it is you have to face it. You can continue to run as much as you want to run from it, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's going to still be right there by your side or behind you, regardless if you decide to or not. And the thing is, that's going to be more baggage for you to continue to carry and have to address on top of what other situations, struggles that you have already in your life. So you got to take it slow, and it's okay. The thing is, you got to be aware. I love you. You have to be aware. So let's see. What's that? Facts. Yes, bro. Facts. You got to learn to be conscious and know that even the rich and beautiful have their insecurities. Yes. We're on one of the biggest platforms that causes a lot of insecurities for so many people. I mean, social media period does that, because what ends up happening is we got these filters, we got all these different things that we can use to enhance our image, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are not willing to show truly what they look like without the filters and everything else, is because they got to put up that image to make it seem like, yo, my life and how I'm living it and things, yes, it's going the way that it is. Yes, I got this perfect figure. Yes, I got the perfect teeth. I got whatever it ends up being. I still say there's no such thing as perfect or perfection, but there is a beauty in imperfections that conversely, or I should say contradictory, can be used to say that that's perfect. It's perfect because it's imperfect, because it is unique. So a lot of beautiful people, that's one of the main things, is if they don't get that attention and all of that, yes, it serves into their insecurities that they may have. I don't know. Or if it's not being smart enough to be in a room with a lot of people. Once again, the biggest ones for a lot of people, it has to do with physical appearance in any parts and shapes, like for sure. But let's see, I'm getting my fix in the next 2 years though. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Knowing those steps and knowing how to do that. You gotta crawl before you walk. Exactly. And step by step. For me, making jokes about my insecurities help me accept it until I'm able to get it gone. Whatever ends up working for you, you have to. You have to. There's a lot of things in life, and what's up, Janet? Good to see you up in here. There's a lot of things in life that you have to roll with it, and you have to roll with the punches. You can't be so super serious all the time. You got to be able to joke about things. You got to be able to find different coping strategies to help you overcome a lot of those challenges you have, whether if it is the insecurities that we're speaking on. Shoot, if making fun about it helps you and it makes you build on the confidence, be like, yeah, you know what, man, so what, I might have freaking a big nose, man. Shoot, I get the best air quality than all of y'all, because I can filter out all the bad air. My body gets oxygenated more than y'all. So I feel, and it's not to a point where you want to also like down somebody else just so that you can up yourself. It's still at that level of respect to be like, yeah, no, I had that. Just joke about it, but don't get to a point where you're trying to down somebody else to keep your ego up about, your look and your appearance. But yes, let's see, yes, yeah. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, but the mind filter what it wants to see. Yes, especially the unconscious. So you gotta be careful on what you be saying and wanting to see. Yes, especially as women. Yeah, that's why you think there is a whole industry marketed to women specifically. Cover girl, makeup, all this other stuff that is marketed to y'all, and y'all are targeted because of the fact that if you want to look like the top image of beauty, you got to go do this, you got to do that, you have to buy this product because it's going to help with the less of aging and everything. You need to go buy all these other outside things to improve on yourself. rather than all of those man-made products, working on what you can do naturally, and then working from there to see, okay, I've done all that I can naturally, what other things can I help to add or to supplement to help me go further with it. But we get stuck into the conformity of things. So when we see one person putting on makeup, it's like, yo, now I need to do that because they doing that. And we try to keep up with each other so much to a point that it's like we're unconsciously in competition all day, every day with each other. And not everybody has the same level playing or the same attributes to start off in the first place. So people are going to have their disadvantages. But knowing that, and knowing your insecurities and be able to touch on them and to laugh with them, to be able to start figuring out your plans with them, is where you can address, and you can be able to really be comfortable, quote unquote, comfortable in your own skin when it comes to a lot of those things, and you build on it, and you're okay with saying that that's something that you're working on. So let's see. Yes, for example, when people want to hate or show love in the comments. Oh yeah, now that's projection. That's a whole nother thing too. When people feel bad about themselves, they're sending that energy out to you, hopefully that you will meet them where they're at and receive and throw that same energy back. That part of that can come from them insecurities. Yes, part of it can be is that they upset with their own life and how other things are going. But yes, brother, I see you on that. See, makeup definitely bakes in on a lot of women's insecurities. Yes. I don't know if a lot of people do know, but when it comes to not only telemarketing, but ads and just the marketing industry in all parts, a lot of these people have down-packed psychology and sociology and knowing the ins and outs of how to appeal to our behaviors and things as humans. So they got us down to a T. So they know, like, okay, you wish you was taller? All right, we're gonna make this for you. All right, oh, you wish you was skinnier? Okay, we're gonna make this product. And then if you take this drink, you're gonna look like that. And the thing is, when you code that and you watch and see these things, your brain is processing that, and unconsciously in the back of your head, back of your mind, you're like, yo, then I need to do that for that to happen. Even though you might be like, yo, that's a stupid commercial, or that commercial makes no sense in your mind, it might process it and be like, yo, I might need to get that because that could happen. Even if it looks ridiculous. Like I don't watch TV anymore, so I don't see all of these commercials, but I remember, like, literally there's a number of different commercials where they would market one product, but they will be talking about a whole completely different thing. So like, you can have somebody driving in a car to go somewhere, and then out of nowhere, like, they jump out of the car and do like the double backflip, and then the dude or the person comes up and it's just like, love scent for only men. It's like, what? Like what were you trying to market to me? You're in a car, so you're saying that if I get this scent, I'll have a luxurious fancy car and I can jump out and do all this acrobatic stuff if I get this scent and smell it on me? Like, it literally plays on the human psychology, so you have to be able to watch it and see it. But yes, misery loves company all day. You attract what you are. That's the whole essence of not only law of attraction, but literally you attract what you are. And what you want to be, you put that on yourself so then you can get that. But that's all I got for insecurities, y'all. If there's any other ones, please, y'all more than welcome to hop on. You know, I appreciate the interaction in the comments, but anybody, you're more than welcome to jump on and speak on this, or even if you have anything else in mind, just know that it's not only just these topics. This is just really a structure. I want us to continue on whatever may come to mind. So appreciate y'all. But in the end of that, know your insecurity, be aware of it, be looking at the ways that you cope with it and how you move about how you're going to move about doing it, and just step into it. Don't be afraid of it. And when somebody comments on it and they tell you, if it's someone coming and doing it from a loving place, then you take that as a reminder, like, yo, okay, now I need to start getting back to these steps if I don't have any in there. But if it's somebody who's coming at it with ill intent, gotta flip it on them. You gotta flip it on them. Even if you don't feel it, you gotta flip it on them. Let's see. I always look homeless at this time of night. That's why I comment. Oh my goodness, so funny. What's going on, brother? Is the brother Chris in the building? So yes, insecurities, we got this. Okay. And now, last topic we got for the show for tonight. Once again, more than welcome to come on and get to have a convo with me. As much as I like seeing the comments, I would love to see y'all faces. But the last topic we got today for tonight is now how to improve your mindset. And this goes hand in hand a bit with insecurities. And the way that I put these topics always together is just they have some type of root or some common connection with it. So when it comes to how to improve your mindset, the first thing you gotta end up knowing is, what is my thinking process? Like, how do I think about things? Like, why do I think about food the way I do? Why do I think about music the way I do? Why do I think about the clothes that I wear? Why do I think about it in that way? You gotta be able to see how you think about things. And I know sometimes that's like hard, because it's like you going throughout the day and it's just like, bro, a lot of this stuff is already, you're an autopilot with a lot of things. So it's like, yo, how do I even like stop myself to even think about like how I think? I know that's difficult. This gets to some high level stuff. If you want to say like that, get to some high level stuff. But you want to know, how do you think about things? Yes, to improving your mindset is realizing and accepting that your mindset needs improvement. Yes, I was definitely getting to that point. For me, a lot of solutions, or at least the first steps with a lot of challenges you may have, is always the awareness. Like, I literally always speak on it. It has to be the awareness, because even when you think of like when you're coming up with a new project and stuff, you have to have the idea. Where does that come from? You thinking and being aware of this is something you want to get into. So the only way you can improve something is knowing that it's there, that it needs to be improved. So yes, Sue, yes. So with knowing how you think and knowing that awareness of how to do that, you begin to be like, okay, I see that throughout the day at times when things are not going my way, I start to use a lot of self-defeating words, and I start to really tell myself, yo, man, like, this day's already bad, so man, forget it. I don't really care anymore about what's gonna happen now. Like, if you start noticing how many times you do that throughout the day, even throughout the week, aka I like to call it strength, you start to get a baseline of like, yo, okay, so when things don't go my way, like, I start talking like this, or I start thinking like this. And once you get a baseline for that, add into that awareness, like the brother is saying, it takes a lot of self-reflection and practicing it. So that's where, once you get your baseline, you put that into practice. You'll be like, okay, I notice on every day, I at least tell myself that, yo, like, I don't like what happened. This is gonna ruin my day. I talk about that like 4 times. Maybe the first start of that, of you doing that and practicing, it'd be like, yo, every time that might come up, let me think about something that actually went good and actually went pretty well. What's up? Jay Ali in the building, y'all. Or on the flip side of that, if you're not ready to flip and change that, you lessen how many times throughout that day you start thinking, negatively about it's not gonna go anywhere. So if it was 4, this whole day I'm gonna try to do only 3 times, and then you keep doing that for a certain period of time to where now you get it down to 2 times, and then maybe you get it down to 1 time, and then maybe it gets to a point where when you have a certain thought to be like, yo man, I don't like this, oh man, it's gonna make my day bad or anything else, you can flip it on it and say like, this is gonna make things challenging for me, but I know I can do it. So yes, we're gonna have some phrases and we're gonna have mantras that can help us through certain situations and being able to build on that awareness plus discipline to create the improvement. Shouts out to Sue, as well as the brother Andres, and we got Janet doing that too. Also has to do with who you surround yourself with. Yes, 1000%. You are a reflection of your environment as well as the people that you have around you. And the more that you are able to put those people around you that is going to push for you to improve on yourself and for you to get better, and they'll be there, that just makes the things a lot easier. That's why when people want to go work out or they want to do something that is difficult and takes discipline, they have an accountability buddy. They have somebody that's going to help them keep them accountable, because nowadays a lot of people are not willing to keep their own selves accountable. And I'm not saying that it's is not possible. It is. It's definitely a lot of discipline to be able to do that. But if you know that about yourself, you get somebody that that you guys can balance each other out, or you two can balance each other out, or you 3, 4, whoever many people that you're gonna have in there, and you go ahead and you go at it and you do what you can with it. And then it gets to a point where it starts to get ingrained because of the fact that you're aware of the situation, you took the time and effort to put it into practice, and now you're starting to see the results of what you put in. So yes, let's see, and it could be the smallest thing that something went well. Yes, it's all about what we call reframing. You reframing your thoughts and reframing your mind and putting yourself in more of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Because if something is fixed, it's just there. It's going to continue to be there. It may crumble and fall down, but because of the fact that it's not in that mindset to grow and improve, it's going to end up crumbling and keeping you stagnant. So really having that growth mindset and knowing that yes, life and everything will end up changing. I have to continue to move with it. If I want to improve, I have to be aware of that. I have to put in the work to do it so that eventually I can improve and create a better opportunity in life for myself. So other things to help improve your mindset. Another thing, if any of y'all some writers out there and just like to write little small things that went throughout your day that went well, or write things that you like about yourself or like that you did, or write different mantras and things that you can use as coping strategies to help you when it comes to combating your mindset. Writing is a great way, because what happens is you're actually doing it twice, because you're thinking about it, but then as you're thinking about it, you're also writing it. So it's going to be ingrained in your mind twice as much versus you just only saying it. So for those who like writing, get you a little journal. It can be your growth mindset journal, whatever you want to end up calling it. Write down some. Write it down. Another way of improving your mindset, and y'all can throw them in there because y'all give me some great ones. Yeah, eating habits and lifestyle habits. Yes, another way to improve your mind. Yeah, your mindset is literally staying consistent with things you want to end up doing. So consistency on stuff, and knowing that the more and more you do this thing, the better you're going to get at it. Whether that is exercising, whether that is, for some people, playing video games, whether it is people creating art. The way to improve that mindset is really the consistency and putting that together to be like, yo, I know this didn't look weird the way that it is, but as I continue to keep doing it and going, it actually turned out to something I really liked. And if I decided to be like, yo, I didn't like that, I'm just gonna stop, period, like, you wouldn't, or the person, whoever, you wouldn't have gotten to that point and be like, yo, it started off pretty rough, but as I continued, it got so much better. And now I have something great to be looking at when it comes to a picture, or when it comes to now working out. Now I feel a lot more loose, a little bit more, you got that feeling that you know, put in the effort to do something and it was hard and you did it. So building that self-confidence. In the same token, let's see, writing more, or not writing more, I said writing more, reading more. Yes, I mean, shoot, that's why there's a such thing as like a self-help, the self-help sphere when it comes to books and how to improve on things. That if you enjoy reading, open you up a book, read you a little something. Like, I mean, one of the books that I like to use and I've used for so long because it's a great book that speaks on improving the mind and influencing you to really fully understand how to use the mind to your advantage, is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. For me, it's a must read. It's very short. There also is, and I spoke about it before, there's also a version, As a Woman Thinketh, but it's a very short book. It's right to the point, and it really lets you know that you are what you think you are, what you think and you put out there. You now, sometimes even unknowingly, you put that and create that out there for you to look for and find it. So you have to know the power of your mind and your thinking and your mindset. Because if you got your mind set on something that's not going to improve you, then you're going to be stagnant. If you got your mind set on growth and progression, then guess what? Your mind is going to put that out there for you to do it. And if you're able to read the signs in the world, in the universe, from what people say and speak to you, then you start seeing those little steps to help you get even closer to what you want. Now let's see. Taking life one day at a time is very important. Yes, humans often psych themselves fixating so much on the future and what they haven't accomplished yet. Always celebrate the small victories. Yes, the power of the now and being in the present is very important, because from that moment you can start to see how you're growing on the future. It's cool to think about the future. It's cool to learn about the past. But when it comes to that, you want to respect the past. You want to be here in the present, and you want to be optimistic about the future. And I know there's so many multiple flips you can put on that, but don't put yourself in like 10 years in the future knowing that you're still here 10 years now. Yes, you can write your plans out. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you get too stuck in the future, you're not going to be able to live where you at now. So that future you're trying to create, or you're seeing, and you're worried about only that future, is not going to manifest itself because of the fact that you're not still here putting in the work now. You're over there. Over there. But yes, manifestation is real. And when it comes to celebrating these small things, it gives you that small boost to know that you're on that path, even when it gets rough. You got to. I mean, that's why there's a whole such thing with anything that you're learning. Like, literally, people have little parties, or you got, give yourself like a little reward, maybe after a workout, or you've done a whole week's worth or strength's worth of workouts, and you're like, okay, out of all of those that I did, you know, I could go get me the shape that I wanted, or I can go get me, you know, that food that I wanted. Because at the end of the day, us as humans, within our body, in our own biology, there's a such thing as this equilibrium. Our body's looking for balance. What's up, Kundin? So our body's looking for that balance. So we're not going to be 100% on one side of everything. We are going to be a combination of multiple things. So yes, there's going to be a time where yes, I'm not going to be 100% at eating the food that I want to end up eating, or I'm not going to be at, you know, maybe even 10%, wherever it may end up being. But knowing how to get yourself to balance it out so that, one, you don't overdo how much you're eating and you decide to go just completely opposite and start eating all the terrible and worst things that you already have been eating, as well as, you know, working out too hard to the point where then you get so burnt out that you don't even want to work out anymore. So you need to have that balance there. Like a lot of things to do that, have that balance there. I see you, Kundin. I appreciate you. You came in. It's almost, I'm like literally just about to wrap up. So I'm going to do it an after show. And if you're going to be here, you can come in and please talk on it. But we about to wrap up on the show. But if anybody else has anything that they want to add to the convo before we leave, please do, about how to improve your mindset, as well as if you had anything on letting the people know about insecurities and how to improve on those and how to really cope with those and work towards making them and creating them greater. And that's mostly been it for the show. So if y'all have some, please throw them in the topics. We got T-minus 2 minutes left, but I appreciate y'all's back and forth and all of your insights and your inputs. Y'all know what y'all talking about. We know what we're talking about, and that's what this is about, is all of us coming together and being able to speak on things like this, not only to just get what I'm speaking on, but I'm learning from y'all as well too, because there's more than just one perspective to a situation, a problem, a challenge, everything. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate those who are going to watch later, whether here on Instagram or on YouTube. But with that, the whole main thing you want to put at the end of the day with a lot of this stuff is you got to be aware that there's something that needs to be addressed. And as you have that awareness for it, you got to be willing to put in the work and find those plans on how you're going to go about improving on those things, whether if it's the insecurities or your mindset. Show yourself some love and some empathy a little bit to know that it's going to be a difficult thing for you. Find those people that you want to surround yourself around that are going to help you progress towards that, all those resources and things that you need, and continue to put it in practice. And just like a lot of you saying, celebrate those small victories when you do get to that point. But other than that, y'all, this has been episode 5 of What's the Word Wednesdays, season 2. I've been your brother A.D.V.I.S. I'm going to see mostly some of y'all if y'all do for the after show. We're going to be chilling. But for those on Instagram, YouTube, all y'all, peace, one love. And I'll see y'all next episode.